Welcome to the Daily Dose. My name is Robert. My pal Susan back with me. Yay!
It's been a
Uh,
while.
we are, I think at an interesting spot as an organization, yes, and exercise, and one you and I have been talking about offline, which basically I think is it's a rebirth, a resurrection, maybe, hero's journey's terms, that has to
Indeed.
do at least partially with, we've been in this writing phase for so long, and now we're getting close to publishing, to putting out there, these things, to sharing them. That's a big step. The change between safe space of writing and exploring, and then saying, okay, I'm gonna let the world look at this.
And that's what we talked about and asked our family, if you will, to have as a goal for this year, particularly. Um, Nevertheless, what you just said is really true. There's a big, big difference than writing for myself or ourselves and exploring within and feeling safe to do that for the whole world with the purpose of sharing with the whole world what an amazing experience this can be. I felt really safe to do that. And I love that. I love that about the way you build the space, the way we really do feel safe, or as you say, safe and brave.
I think it has to, in order to get to that place, it has to get there on its own timeline. We could never force this to happen, right? We could talk about it like we said, but that's not, it's always been the suggestion, hey, you do with it what you will. And not that anybody's being told now, you publisher, you're in trouble. I don't mean that. I guess what I mean is that you have the dedicated book that you're working on. And so the intent is to publish. And B, of course, I have my book, which now has been through, I've completed a second iteration of a draft, right? I mean, two whole cycles of you
That's
know,
crazy.
getting it out and now and editing it twice to where, and the real work's in the editing always. Stuff becomes clearer. And the summation I came to, and this is the call to action, call to adventure for all of my folks who have been participating, is that how does it end? Always the question of a book or a movie or song. Well, you go back to one, and the one here is it's the intent of raising the voice of the people with Parkinson's or the people going through it, right? So getting your guys' stories into the kind of this is it, the final of the book summarizes the value of the journey. And I don't know exactly what those stories will look like or how they'll be presented, but I know having your guys' voices as kind of the proof of concept is what I want to be there.
I love that because as it is true for you in your book, it's also true for us. I literally was walking down the hall in my house just not long ago, within the last hour, thinking about some of the other people that I've met and whose writings I've been reading and feeling support from them and feeling answers to my questions coming from their experiences. So that says to me that what you're telling our stories in your book and us telling our stories in websites and podcasts and songs and the various ways that we are telling them actually can penetrate, can make it make sense, make a real difference for people.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hopeful that, by elevating, basically telling everybody, hey, we're all, matriculating, graduating together, as it were, in this, and that we're going to stand side by side, that, everyone sees, oh, wow, this wasn't just an exercise. This wasn't just a, trial practice. This always had the intention of getting in front of people to do whatever it's supposed to do. I mean, no controlling how people are going to feel about it. People will love it, hate it, do whatever they will or won't. But to go, to say, yeah, it's out there and it is what it is.
Mainly no preconceived notion of what it will look like. And I will say that was confusing, you know, and I don't think intimidating is the right word, but like, what does that mean? And the more we talked and tossed stuff around and wrote songs and poems and paintings and did things, the more clear it became, the more options, the more of us contributed. Say, hey, I want to do a website, I want to do a Facebook, you know, page, and yeah. So there's a lot of answers to that. How the heck do we do this question? What does it mean? Which
Well,
maybe we can explore.
yeah, I want to come back on our next episode, and you posited a good question in the offline where you said, what does it mean to be a writer? And I'd love for you to pick that up because I think that that's a fine line that we've been distinguishing most recently. So, all right, I'll see you on the next dose.
Okay.